Rage filled me. I stomped along the cobblestones, pushing past people roughly, not caring if my shawl fell from my face to show the crisscross of scars that adorn me. In the darkness, most people refused eye contact as a rule, never wanting to meet the eyes of a robber or a rapist. My face frightened those who saw me, perhaps even saving me from one filthy dodger who seemed poised for some kind of attack. His dark eyes glistened in the night as my face appeared under the lamplight. His mouth turned into an... And he turned. He pushed his way frantically through a man and women engaged in rapid conversation. And then through a group of 4 women, likely maids finished with their shifts. In his haste to hurry away, he nearly avoided being hit by a carriage. Serve him right. The idea of him being squashed under the hooves of those horses amused me, and it did soothe the sting of my anger for a tiny moment. I continued on, the crowds of the day long gone, stragglers making their way home. There's no denying the chill in the air, even through my many layers. My anger was dissipating. My pace slowed. I pulled my scarf back over my head, more for warmth than to worry about the staring. I grew more aware of where I was. I stood in front of the storefront where the Elephant Man had been displayed. There was still a paper stapled to the storefront. And although the windows and doors were boarded up, maybe they always had been, I stared through one of the slats of boards, through the dusty windows, but could see nothing. There was no light in the darkness for me to see, as if I was only looking at myself. That man, that monster they had called him. He had something wrong with him. Doctors couldn't help him. I heard he was in the hospital across the street. I turned around and stared at the large, long-gated grounds of the hospital. The Elephant Man was likely in there, somewhere, haunting the hallways, mourning for a normal life. I realized I too longed for a normal life. There was no reason for me to grind my life in poverty. My Creator had thrown me away because he thought I was dead. If he could see what a success his experiment was, he could take me around the world, showing me off. But where was he? Where is he? Where can I find him? Where would I find him? I sat down in the doorway of Joseph Merrick's Shadow Emporium for a moment and ignored the foul stench of urine as I took the packet of cards from my pouch. The cloth came apart quickly despite my cold, clumsy fingers. The cards nearly leapt from my fingers. My legs throbbed and I realized I'd been walking around all day, agitated and annoyed. I had a lot of money on me from my fortune telling that evening, so I didn't want to sit in the doorway too long. Be nothing for a mugger to relieve me of my pay. The distant lights from the hospital and the gaslight across from me were enough. I shuffled the cards slowly and quietly. I didn't know if I'd be able to decipher a message for myself. I didn't know if I even wanted to know the answer. The streets were nearly empty now. It's not a good time to be out by myself, alone, dark. A lone snowflake dances in front of me. First card I pulled was the magician. The second card I pull is Judgment. And the third card will be the Hierophant. The card's images swam in my hand as I stared at them. I understood the magician, the man who created me. And certainly he would be getting his judgment day when I appeared on his doorstep. But the Hierophant, a preacher, a teacher, stared some more, hoping the cards would come into focus as I stared at them. Would the message become more clear? It didn't happen. I put the cards back together and wrapped them back up, keeping a lookout for anyone who might be sneaking up on me. It wasn't easy to stand back up. Sitting down had been quite relaxing, and it pained me in every manner to know I wouldn't be sitting down again anytime soon. "Thank you, Elephant Man," I said to the doorway, and then to the hospital across the street. "Thank you, Elephant Man." What did he do all day? Was he in a cage? Did he lie in a bed? I headed towards my home, looking over at the hospital until I passed it. More snow began to fall. I dreaded the idea of spending any more time at all in the slums. It was time to find my creator. The shadows were long and the doorways looming, and I was certain to keep looking along every cobblestone, every flicker of light for danger. Despite my furtive attempts, lunged at me out of the darkness.